Hey, what's going on, my good people? Today, we gonna gather for Kalecia Williams, aka Pinky. And that's what we gonna call her over here, because now she's a part of our family. So, we gonna call her Pinky. And Pinky was a 16-year-old girl who had been shot and killed at the Hyatt Regency in downtown Atlanta. Her parents want answers, we want answers, and we wanna know why there's so much deception surrounding her story, and why that deception turned deadly for her. So right now, it's all about Pinky. Come on, ride with me.
She's supposed to be in an Airbnb with a couple of more friends from school and the mother. They'd have done this once before, so we was a little comfortable of letting her go the second time. And we spoke to the mother, and she said she was going to be there.
Pinky's parents say there was never an Airbnb. The Crawford Long student left for the party around 9 p.m. Saturday, the day after Christmas. Her parents didn't know when they went to sleep around midnight their daughter was taking her last breath.
Yeah. Pinky's stepfather, Ronnie, told us that his daughter was supposed to have been going to an Airbnb with friends. And then he went as far as telling us that he spoke to the friend's mother, who verified that information and also told him that she was going to be supervising at this Airbnb. So then nobody's really understanding how the hell Pinky ended up at the Hyatt. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. When I first read about this story, when I heard him say that he even spoke to the mother, my first reaction was, did he really? You understand what I'm saying? I've been young before, and I played some of these games, and I know y'all have too. Don't act like I was the only one, okay? But I'm thinking, what if he spoke to a older sister or another friend? I just was not sure if he actually spoke to the mother. But nevertheless, Pinky ended up at the Hyatt. Now, they told us that Pinky left the house at about 9 o'clock on Christmas. And I was like, who came and picked her up? Who was her ride? See, and understand this, and this is no knock on her parents or nothing like that. But see, I'm one of them parents that you can't just pull up at my house. You got to come to my door. I need to see you. I need to lay eyes on you. Especially if you about to pull out with my child. I'm just saying. So, again, who was her ride? Whoever drove away with Pinky didn't take her to no damn Airbnb. They took her to the Hyatt. And what bothers me about that is that her stepfather put out this post right here, and he said that when Pinky got there, she called them and told them she made it, but that the other girls were not there yet. Okay? And I'm thinking to myself, so she was supposed to be going to an Airbnb. Come to find out there's no Airbnb. She's at the Hyatt. So when she called and told her parents she made it where? To the Hyatt? Which leads me to believe that that was the plan all along. Know that. So she gets to the Hyatt shortly after 9. And Pinky started to post on her TikTok account. The first video that we saw was this one right here. She did this video first. And we don't know who that is with her, but take note of what she's wearing. Black hoodie, blue jeans. Okay? And then not only that, take note of the background. One of the beds appeared to already be messed up. So then that made me think like, well, who was there before she got there? Who messed the bed up is what I want to know. Now in this next video, you could see Pinky dancing. And it looks like she's standing like by the bathroom area in this hotel room, okay? She jamming, ain't she? Look at her. Take note of now what she's wearing. She got on that low-cut lavender shirt and what we like to call booty shorts, okay? So Pinky went from wearing the black sweater and blue jeans to this. So why do y'all think she changed clothes? This video was taken somewhere around midnight, about 12 o'clock. And then part of that video is the one that captured her final moments. Look at this. This video was posted at about 12:02. And it appears that Pinky is still having a good time. She kicking it. She's still dressed in the same lavender shirt and booty shorts. But if you notice, she's now in a different part of the hotel. And it looks like she's standing maybe in between the beds. Okay? And while dancing, when she raised up, she appeared to be startled by either something or someone. And then 25 minutes later, Pinky's shot in the lobby. There was a woman who was staying there at the Hyatt that night when all this went down. And this lady reached out to Pinky's family. Listen to what she told them.
But this South Carolina woman just connected with the family days ago.
And I just got a chill in my body when she called me and my wife.
She says she stayed at the hotel during the chaos.
She was like, what hotel we at? What hotel? She was panicking, like she didn't know what was the name of the hotel. I seen two guys walking off the elevator with a little girl holding one leg. One was holding one leg and the other one was holding the other leg, and that was since she had been shot.
She says she took this video of EMTs trying to resuscitate Pinky, which only makes the family even more suspicious.
Okay, wait a minute. Couple things. This lady said that when she came in contact with Pinky, Pinky was getting off the elevator with two guys. Not one, but two. Okay? And she said that Pinky was panicking and was asking what hotel she was at. She didn't know where she was. Okay? And then she said that each one of those guys was carrying one of her legs. And so when she made that visual for me, I pictured this. So this is what it's looking like when Pinky is getting off the elevator. Okay? So Pinky was shot in that room. And then two guys carried her down to the lobby. Now, I know some people was like, well, why they move her body? Why they take her downstairs? And I'm like, well, I mean, and this is not, making excuses for them, but I'm thinking like, what if they thought that was the quickest way to get help for her? To me, it sounded like, one of those cases where, let's say somebody was shot and then instead of calling the ambulance at the scene, somebody drove them to the hospital. You kind of go into panic mode and try to get them help as soon as possible. So as far as I know, I mean, that could be what happened here. I mean, I don't know. But what I do know is that Pinky was shot in her groin area and pronounced dead sometime around 12:30. Okay? And they've charged a 16-year-old boy with her murder. Now, police said that Pinky and this little boy were acquaintances. Okay? And at some point during the night, they got into an argument and he shot her in her groin area. But I had an issue with that because if you look at that last TikTok video that she was doing, she don't look bothered. You know what I mean? She does not look bothered. She dancing, she still turned. She turned up. I mean, because like when you've been into an argument with somebody, it changes your mood. And again, she does not look bothered. And when we look at the last minutes of her life, she was taken by surprise. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever went on after that video ended took her by surprise. It was unexpected to her. And unfortunately for Pinky, she found herself in a situation that she could not control. Okay? Now here we are. Police was led to believe that Pinky and this little boy were the only two people in this room. And I'm like, well, I'm wondering if that little boy was one of the boys taking her downstairs, that was seen carrying her downstairs. And then If it was, then who's the other boy? I think there was more people there. And we may be dealing with a situation where there was more than one room. Which brings me to my question, who rented the rooms? I called down there and I found out that you have to be 18 years of age or older in order to rent a room there. So who rented the rooms? And then Pinky's parents came out and told us this.
They say they later realized another parent paid for their stay at the Hyatt Regency.
She was responsible for getting the hotel room for these minors. The hotel room was in her name, so I feel like she should be held accountable for my daughter's death as well.
Yeah. So it sounds like she knows who rented the room. She knows this. And she didn't put no name on it. But in this post right here, she did. And I know before I said the father wrote this, but I believe it may have been the mother. One of the parents wrote this post. And it says, Infinity, whoever you are, you and your mom will pay for my daughter's death. So they're calling out some girl by the name of Infinity, her and her mother. And we found her. In this picture right here, Infinity is the girl on the far left-hand side. She's supposedly the one who set this whole party up. So where was she? Was she there? Somebody sent Pinky's parents video footage of Infinity at the hotel. And her parents responded in this post and they said, this is not okay. How is it that Infinity was in the room when Pinky hasn't arrived yet? So Infinity was already there? So where did she go? Was she there when all this went on with Pinky? And come to find out, after all of this came out, that Infinity girl deleted her social media account. What are you hiding? Do you have something to hide? As far as I'm concerned, her and her mother got some explaining to do. You hear me? And I want to know, do y'all think if her mother booked those rooms, do y'all think her mother should be charged with something? I'm going to let y'all answer that down in the comments. But as far as I'm concerned, they got some explaining to do. And that little boy that shot her. Because I want to know what they was arguing about. And who was the boy, the two boys carrying her down to the lobby? We still have so many unanswered questions. And I pray to God they get to the bottom of this. Because there's a lot of people who got some explaining to do. Know that.
It's been 1 month since Kalecia Pinky Williams was shot to death here at the Hyatt Regency in Atlanta. Her family says they won't stop protesting her death until they feel as though she's received justice.
So make the news, nigga, and watch what happens. If you make it over here on this channel, nigga, we on your ass. Okay?